Hi, I'm Dr. Cher Beauvais, and this month of March, I am going to focus on what I would call the holy grail of weight loss, which is not about losing weight, it's actually about maintaining it. If you're somebody who has been struggling to lose weight or has been on the yo-yo pattern, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I often find with my clients, a lot of them, this is a big concern. I mean, there's a group that have been struggling, particularly it's the women over 40. They've been struggling to lose weight. Every pound is like a struggle. Doesn't take much, one little thing, and they're up 3 pounds. I mean, that was my own personal experience. So their first concern is, can I lose the weight? Then their next sort of question they have in the back of their mind is, can I actually maintain it? Can I maintain it and have a lifestyle that's kind of enjoyable? Or to maintain it doesn't mean I'm going to live on broccoli, chicken, and salads for the rest of my life. So there's that group. But then there's also the group of clients that I've worked with who they've had a history of the yo-yoing. They've lost the weight many times, but they've gained it back. And so a lot of the women in that category, they're almost less concerned about can they lose it. They feel pretty certain they probably will with the right support and stuff. Their biggest anxiety, their biggest fear, the thing that keeps them up at night is, can I maintain it? Or is history just going to repeat itself again? And I'm going to find myself up in a year from now or whatever. So that maintenance is a huge component to weight loss and successful weight loss. And so that's what I'm going to focus on for this month. And recognizing as well, part of the topic, so some of the focus I will be taking will be also on, there's 2 elements to consider that make a huge difference to whether you're going to be able to maintain the weight after you lose it. Stuff with your body, having to do with the body, and having to do with the mindset. By mindset, I mean thoughts, beliefs, mindfulness, all these areas, you know, all the stuff that's that mental game of losing weight and maintaining it, and all the lifestyle stuff and all the triggers and cravings for certain foods. All of that I'm lumping into the category of mindset. So we have to address both of these, because I would say when it comes to maintenance, it's even more about this. People can white knuckle their way through potential weight loss program, but where they really face reality is, can they keep it off? So keeping in mind with this, that how you go about losing weight in terms of the impact on your body, the impact on your mindset, ultimately is what's going to set you up to be able to maintain the weight. By maintenance, I like to use the term maintenance, meaning ultimately you have what I call freedom in your body. What is freedom in your body? And this is usually what most of my clients ultimately want. They don't want just a quick fix. They've been there, done that. What they want to, they're just sick and tired of the up and down, or sick and tired of struggling, sick and tired of having, you know, their food and their weight and their clothes and all this stuff just take up so much of their mental space in their mind. And they want to put it behind them once and for all. That's what they want to do. And that's where the maintenance comes into play, and setting them up so they can actually maintain the weight. So freedom in your body means actually freedom in your body in terms of having a body you like, having a body that's healthy, that you feel good in, physically, you feel good about your body. That's the body part. But also freedom in your body also brings into it the mindset component, meaning that you have freedom of choice. You know what you need to do to eat well. You want to do that. You also know you have room for indulgences. You know how to manage that. You know how to make course corrections if you do overdo it. So the mental part of it is not as all-consuming. It's kind of an afterthought. Like you know what you need to do. You know how to make a little correction if you need to. And you know when you can give yourself permission to have kind of indulgences. I mean, that's freedom in your body. And I have seen people that have, maybe they've been able to maintain the weight, but it's taken still a lot of mental effort, a lot of mindset control. They're fearful of, if I have that one chocolate, it's going to be Pandora's box. If I have that muffin, that carb, that, you know, whatever it is that is their thing, they worry nonstop about it. So they might be able to maintain their weight, but that's not freedom in their body, right? They are still stuck. They're stuck with the mindset. So freedom in your body is that true liberation where you can have that certainty, predictability with your body, that good relationship, and have a lifestyle that you can enjoy, where there's flexibility, there's a flow to your relationship with food in your body. That is freedom in your body. So ultimately, that's what I find people want. And that's why, in terms of my programs, which, I use it, I call it the body freedom method, is all about that. So this is all integrated into the process of losing weight so people can keep it off. So even today, actually, I had an interesting discussion. A client that I'd worked with last spring, the early part of the spring, and she had lost her weight, I think it was around 23 or 25 pounds, something like that, in a period of time, the 6 weeks. And she was feeling good, and just with the approach we went through, and I taught her strategies and how to maintain with ease. And she's done an amazing job. She did actually want to lose more weight, like a full 10 pounds, but just things going on and traveling, we decided to stop what we did, let her maintain for a while, and now she's going to restart just to knock off the last 10 pounds. So, when she said, like, she is within a pound of where she finished, and she's been able to maintain it, no problem. But my question to her was, okay, that's great that you can maintain your weight. I'm so thrilled for you. But what I'd really like to know is, did you do it with ease? Are you micromanaging your food? Do you still have this mindset that's a restrictive mindset? Or were you able to kind of maintain it, have some indulgences, know how to make a little correction if you overdid it a bit, like all of that? Because that's ultimately, right, what people want, what I want for my clients. And so anyways, sure enough, she goes, no, I didn't feel restricted. I knew what I needed to do. It's by choice. I could have stuff here and there. I was fine. I'm like, awesome. That's what I want, right? And that's what she wanted, obviously. Anyway, so let's get into a little bit. This is leading into what I'll be talking about over this month, over the next several weeks. So right now, what I'd like to focus on, as I said, to maintain your weight long term, it really is determined. It's a mind and a body process. I'm going to focus on the body right now because then we'll move into mindset for the rest of them, because it actually plays a much bigger role than the maintenance. So first of all, with your body, how you go about losing weight is actually going to make a difference in terms of whether your body is in a state that's actually going to help make it easy for you to maintain the weight. Because you can lose weight in certain ways, it's going to make it much more difficult, and other ways, it's going to make it easy. So first of all, anytime you're trying to lose weight, you really want to try and use real food. I know there's a lot out there. You can use, cleanses, you can use bars and shakes and all sorts of stuff that's not real. The challenge with that, even if you lose the weight, okay, could be healthy, could not be healthy weight loss, don't know, depends on what you do. But at the same time, what are you going to eat after? Do you know how to eat after to maintain your weight? So first of all, using real food is very important. It's also, quite frankly, just healthier. You need, in order to maintain your weight, you actually want to be able to kind of your body needs to be healthier. It needs to have all the nutrients it needs so that your liver can do the cleansing. You're not carrying a lot of inflammation. These are all the things that if your liver's not working well, if your body's inflamed, these are the things that will contribute to, some of the things that can contribute to a weight gain afterwards. So having a healthy body that way will help you maintain the weight. Therefore, you want to eat a nutrient-rich, real food plan when you're losing weight. I mean, that's what I do with my clients. It's all real food. So that's number one. It's going to help them keep it off. The other one, this is probably one of the biggest ones, is when you lose weight, making sure it's healthy weight loss. And by healthy weight loss, I mean, there's a number on the scale, but that's not giving you the whole picture. Because as the scale is dropping, you could be losing fat, yay. You could be losing water, that's okay. You could be losing muscle. We don't want to do that. When you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down. That is not healthy weight loss. Guess what? When your metabolism slows down, that's that old, you hear it, the starvation mode, or because your metabolism's slower now, then when you go to maintenance and you're going to increase a bit of what you eat and whatnot, you can start putting on the weight because you don't need as much food and you don't realize it. So you want to make sure as you're losing weight, it's a healthy form of weight loss. So typically, if people are using a more traditional approach where they're using food for fuel, you want your weight loss to be slow and steady in terms of losing fat, a pound and a half a week. That means slow and steady, means you're going to be in a position, it's not going to lose any muscle, therefore you'll be able to maintain it. Now, the other way, in terms of what I use in my practice, is using more, it's based on ketosis. So getting your body, ketosis is your body's using your fat for fuel. When your body's using fat for fuel, you can burn a lot more fat. And this can be done as a combination of intermittent fasting. Some people try with ketogenic diet. The point being that with that, either way, no matter which way you go, it's still what determines healthy weight loss is you're burning fat, you're losing some water because we usually decreased inflammation, maintaining your muscle. With using ketosis done properly, you can burn a lot more fat because it's a source of fuel. So fast weight loss is okay in that situation if you're doing it properly. But if you're using food for fuel, it should be slower. That's the big distinction. So how you go about it will make a big difference as to whether you're setting your body up. It's going to be a stable weight loss. You'll be able to maintain it with ease, or you're going to get a big bounce back. So that's the biggest thing with the body. The other one is taking into account hormones, because you know how you go about losing weight, the impact on the hormone insulin, which manages your blood sugar, your cortisol levels, that's the stress hormone. Both of those, from a body standpoint, can contribute to weight gain. If the insulin will make you store fat, cortisol dumps sugar into the blood, makes you store fat. So when you go into maintenance is with how you lose weight, making sure those are balanced, but also when you're maintaining, making sure that you're eating in such a way that you can balance those and other lifestyle factors that affect cortisol, the stress hormone. So these are the things from a body standpoint that will make a big difference in how you go about losing weight. The other part of this, moving on from losing weight with the body, is do you have a plan? Do you know what to do to transition from losing, okay, now I'm into maintenance. A lot of people that even when they're following a plan, they've got structure and clarity, and then they get into maintenance and it's like, it's a free-for-all. They don't know how much should they be eating, how often should they be eating, what should they be eating? You know, are they going to measure calories? Is it more of a macro type measurement? And so it becomes a bit of a free-for-all, and even with the best of intentions, they can start putting on weight. I'm not going to address the whole issue when people really go off track with maintenance in terms of cravings and old behaviors and unhealthy foods. That's more of a mindset thing. I'm going to talk about that in the next few weeks. So you want to make sure as you lose weight, say, okay, do you have clarity? Do you have a plan to transition into maintenance? I mean, when I'm working with my people, I have my clients, I have sort of the losing phase, and we literally have a locking in phase. It's a transition phase. It's like we're going to move from this, where we've kind of done ketosis, biohack the body. So we've activated fat burn, we're losing fat, some water, keeping muscle. Now we transition over a 4-week period, making sure that now we're going to move into maintenance. So at the end of that, clients can eat, they can eat 80% of the time, they know that, they eat well, they know what to eat, 20%, they can have like sort of indulgences here and there, and that will set them up so they can now maintain, but they've kind of allowed for that transition. A lot of times people don't realize how important that is, and they lose the structure, they lose the focus, they don't really know, they're not planning, they're not prepping, all these things kind of go out the window, and then they start putting on weight. So it's how you go about losing weight, it's having a transition plan. These are the things that will affect your body in such a way that it will make a big difference to you being able to keep the weight off and maintain it long term. Later on, I will talk also about what's called a course correction, how to do those. And that is more of a body thing than a mindset thing. It's more strategies, because certainly life throws us curveballs. Things may not go always as planned when you're maintaining, even though you've set yourself up for it. How do you make a course correction? That makes a big difference. Making little corrections along the way means long-term maintenance. And ultimately, so that's what it's about. It's about having this freedom in your body where you can maintain the weight, you can have that flexibility, and setting yourself up so it actually is possible and doable. And it is. It absolutely is. So hopefully over the series of videos, you'll maybe start to realize, oh, that's where I'm kind of messed up, and understand what it is you need to do differently, or do you need some support around that? Is it about the approach you used? So that's all I'm going to say right now. I will be talking again next week, and it's going to be, again, all about maintenance, and we're going to get much more into the mindset side of things. Okay, so listen, have a great day, and I will talk again soon.